Okay, welcome to another episode of
Knowledge
Talk.
Talk.
I am Reverend Udoka Evelyn Kingsley. I am your humble host.
Merci, bonjour, mesdames et messieurs, chers téléspectateurs, bonjour. Nous vous souhaitons la bienvenue au deuxième épisode de notre émission Le Point de Connaissance. Je suis Linte Daisala.
Okay, in our last episode, we highlighted series of health challenges which we said we'll be discussing in this program. So I think after the last program, I received a lot of calls from couples who said, "Did you say you would teach us how to make male children from copulation?" They began to say, "We want to see that lecture. We want to have that lecture. Please let it come." So I looked at it. I said, "Okay, let us start this episode with that particular lecture on how to select male children in copulation of both parents." So that's what we are going to be discussing today.
Mesdames et messieurs, dans notre premier épisode, nous avions souligné des séries de problèmes de santé sur lesquels nous allons apporter des éclaircissements tout au long de notre émission. Des spectateurs nous ont appelés. Il y en a qui nous ont envoyé des messages, principalement des mariés, pour exiger un cours sur comment faire pour avoir un enfant de sexe masculin à partir de l'accouplement des deux parents, bien sûr, c'est-à-dire du père et de la mère de l'enfant. Donc, le cours d'aujourd'hui va être essentiellement consacré sur comment faire pour avoir un enfant de sexe masculin.
Okay, so we are going to take it directly. It's going to be a summary. It's not going to be a kind of a long teaching so that we just get straight at it. In choosing a particular sex, you have to know about the genes. You have to study about the DNA of the body. So that's what we're going to be talking about. That the human body is made up of genetic materials that are present in every cell. These genetic materials carry the information about that person, complete information about the growth and everything about the person. That's why we call it the DNA of the person. The word DNA is an acronym for deoxyribonucleic acid, which is present in the cell of every person. So the whole DNA of that body is also referred to as genome. So a collection of DNA from what we call the genome. The genome now contains about 23 pairs of chromosomes. Yes. Now, inside that 23, 22 pairs are known as autosomes. They are opposite to the last one. And what is that last one? Which is called the sex chromosome, X and Y chromosome. So that's where we are going to now. For you to know how to get a male or a female child, you must understand the X and Y chromosome. That's the bedrock of this teaching. Now, hear me. Every woman you see out there has a pair of chromosomes. Women have what we call the XX chromosome, while the male have the X and the Y chromosome. The chromosome that is responsible for having a male child is the Y chromosome, and which is only present in the male. So for you to have a male child, the chromosome of the male is what determines that child to be a male child, because the male has what we call the X and Y, and it's the Y that gets the egg to be fertilized for you to have a male child. Are you following? So during copulation, a man meets his wife. There'll be, fusion of gametes. Now these chromosomes XY from the man, XX from the woman. There will be a fusion. Now, during this time, the two released from the man, don't forget, the two chromosomes from the man, X and Y, both are released in the same amount. They are all swimming to the egg for fertilization. The one that gets to the egg first fertilizes the egg. Now, what has been released from the man, there are two of them, X and Y. But if the X gets to the egg first, it means you will have a female child. But if the Y gets to the egg first, invariably you will have a male child. Are you following? So this theory now is for you to know how to make the Y chromosome to get straight, to get to the egg first. Now, before I continue with that, I'd like to talk a little about the characteristics of these chromosomes. So once you know their characteristics and you know the way they operate, you will be able to know how to apply the theory. As simple as that. Are you following? Now, in the characteristics, the X chromosome, which we say is the one responsible for female children, is bigger, is stronger, but it swims slowly. It swims slowly and it thrives more in an acidic medium. If the X chromosome is coming, is bigger and larger than the Y chromosome, but is very slow in movement. Are you following? The X chromosome, I said, it thrives better in an acidic medium. But that's of Y. The Y chromosome swims faster and is tinier than the X chromosome. Only as it swims faster, at the same time, it also gets weaker faster. Are you following? But the Y chromosome thrives more or swims better, survives more in an alkaline medium. So these are two different characteristics I just mentioned now. The Y chromosome loves an alkaline environment for it to swim faster, for it to thrive more, while the X chromosome needs an acidic medium. Are you following? Now, what should be your part as the woman? Before the copulation, the woman should ensure that she is prepared. She should ensure that her body medium is viable for the Y chromosome to thrive. That is by getting herself in an alkaline state. Are you following now? How can you get yourself in an alkaline state? I will now talk about this. That brings about the factors that make Y chromosome to thrive more or to do better than the other ones. The first factor we are going to be considering now is what we call the ovulation day. Something about the ovulation is that during ovulation, there is something we call vaginal fluid that is being released during ovulation. The whole system, the medium, will be in alkaline state, which helps the Y chromosome to swim better. Once you are in ovulation and you are able to meet your wife during that ovulation with direct penetration, there is no doubt that you are going to make the Y chromosome to have a male child. Yes, that is as simple as that. So the Y chromosome survives better when the medium is in alkaline state. Are you following me? But another thing now I want to talk about is, sir, I notice so many people don't really know about ovulation. This ovulation we are talking about. Some people, you see, they ask, what is really ovulation? The truth is that ovulation is the release of egg from the ovaries into the uterus. That's what ovulation is. When your body releases egg from the ovary, right, to the uterus for fertilization to take place. Are you following? That's what we call ovulation. There are signs to know that you are ovulating. When a woman is ovulating, first thing that she notices is that there will be mild temperature. She'll be experiencing her temperature will increase other than normal. That's normal. There will be what we call cervical mucus discharge. That's whitish substance coming out of the vagina. Yes, it's not a sickness. Don't go to hospital and say you're sick. It's just that you're ovulating. There are signs for you to know. During ovulation, the woman notices that she's having increasing sex urge as if she wants to meet a man. This takes place during ovulation. So sisters out there have to be very careful. Those that are not married, so during ovulation, don't say they have come again. No, it's the system, the way God has arranged the system. Ovulation time comes once in every cycle. It's only one day. Some people miss it. Some say, I'm ovulating. So how many days of ovulation? No, ovulation is only one day. Yes. But eggs that are being released, well, that day of ovulation, that's the day the eggs will be released. But the sperm can stay inside that uterus for more than 6 days and is waiting for egg. Let's say um, you met your man, or yes, after copulation, that was not your ovulation. Ovulation day is the day eggs are being released. So now you made love with your man and the sperm, everything has been discharged into the uterus and swimming down to the fallopian tube looking for egg. And let's say, because these sperms survive for 6 good days. For 6 good days, sperms can stay very well active inside the uterus of a female. But remember, according to the characteristics, we said the Y chromosome gets weaker faster. Now, if a sperm has stayed already for 6 days, or let's say 5 to 6 days inside the uterus, and let's say on the 5th day, the woman meets the man, and probably ovulation takes place, there is a release of egg, definitely there will be fertilization. But from your own calculation, which of the chromosomes do you think will get fertilized at this stage? The Y chromosome would have gotten completely weak and out. So it's the X chromosome that will fertilize that egg. And that's why you have more female children everywhere. The ratio of women to men is like 1:6. In every one man, you have 6 women. So that's why we have more women out there in the society. Yes, that's how it is. So what we are going to do is to take note of this lecture. Let's plan it, calculate your ovulation very, very well. That time the egg is just released. If the woman can meet the man at that particular time, there will be 100%, let's say 95% has been proven success that the Y chromosome will get to the egg very, very fast. So that is that. Then another thing, like I said, is knowing which day is your ovulation day. How do you calculate or work out your ovulation day? You understand? That's another factor to consider. Let's look at it from this way. Some women actually have a 28th menstrual cycle, while some have like 30 days menstrual cycle. You understand? So if your menstrual cycle is like 28 days, then your ovulation should be on the 14th day. From the first day that the blood drops to the 14th day, not at the end of the menstrual cycle. No, the cycle runs for 4 days, some runs 5 days. So if you are the type that your cycle runs 5 days, you understand? That means there's additional 1 day to the 14th. Your ovulation will be on the 15th. Are you seeing it? But those that have 30 days menstrual cycle, that is, there's additional 2 days to your cycle. It means your own will be falling down to 16th day. Are you following what I'm saying? So calculation of ovulation day is imperative and highly sacrosanct if this method will work for you. You have to know how to calculate your ovulation day. Are we together? Now, number 2 is female orgasm. Yes, that's another factor that supports the what? The male chromosome to swim. What do you mean by female orgasm? You see, some people, some men out there want to meet their wife after coming back from work, or they just say, "Madam, come over here, assume position," and before you know, they jump in straight without foreplay, without trying to get her in the mood and things like that. All these things are things that can help the woman to get to her orgasm. A woman can get to orgasm through foreplay, touching the sensitive regions like the clitoris and other aspects of the body that by the time she gets to uh, orgasm, that what we call the G spot, there's a release of what we call vaginal fluid, which makes the region to be what? Alkaline as well. At that time, when the man penetrates and there's a release of sperm, the Y chromosome will swim better and faster to the air. So that's female orgasm is another one. But the last one that I will talk about is what we call sex position for deep penetration. That one I'm going to talk about that shortly after the statistics. Let's hear from this one.
Merci, monsieur
Thank you.
le consultant. Alors, comment faire pour avoir un enfant de sexe masculin? Et à ce niveau, il est nécessaire de parler des chromosomes. Il y a le chromosome X et le chromosome Y. L'homme est porteur des chromosomes XY et la femme, de son côté, est porteuse du chromosome XX. Le chromosome X est plus large et plus fort et nage lentement et cesse d'exister après une longue période de temps. Quant au chromosome Y, il est petit en termes de dimension, bien sûr, et nage plus vite, devient faible rapidement. Il est important de noter que le chromosome Y nage avec aisance et avec plaisir dans un milieu alcalin. Alors, pour avoir un enfant de sexe masculin, le chromosome que porte l'homme est déterminant, c'est-à-dire les deux chromosomes, le chromosome Y et le chromosome X. C'est le chromosome Y qui est déterminant dans le choix d'un enfant de sexe masculin. Il y a également un autre facteur qui contribue, et c'est le facteur ovulation. À ce niveau, il faut comprendre ce que c'est que l'ovulation. Le point principal ici est que l'ovulation ne dure qu'un jour. C'est simplement un jour d'ovulation. L'œuf est libéré à partir des ovaires et commence son voyage vers l'utérus. Par contre, le sperme peut vivre dans l'utérus et les tubes fallopiens pendant au moins 6 jours. Et le jour de l'ovulation, le vagin devient fluide, provoquant donc un milieu alcalin au chromosome Y de s'attacher au chromosome Y de la femme pour former l'enfant de sexe masculin. Et là, c'est un facteur très, très important. Un autre facteur important à considérer, c'est le facteur orgasme. Alors, pour avoir des rapports sexuels avec une femme, il faut une préparation à l'avance. On ne peut pas simplement venir comme ça et du coup, madame, venez vous coucher et le travail commence. Non, il faut une préparation à l'avance. Il faut caresser la femme, toucher le sein, alors toucher le clitoris pour le mettre dans des conditions excitantes. Et à ce moment-là, la femme va provoquer un milieu alcalin qui va donc conduire le chromosome Y à s'attacher au chromosome X de la femme pour former l'enfant de sexe masculin. Il y a aussi un autre facteur qui entre en jeu, et là c'est le facteur position sexuelle. Et c'est ce que nous allons essayer de voir tout au long de cette émission. Merci, monsieur le consultant, pour
Yeah,
continuer la suite.
yeah. Thank you very, very much, Mr. Danciel. Now we still want to talk about the final, which is the sex position for deep penetration. Please let me quickly say this. I believe we are having this lecture for couples and for adults. So please, viewers, discretion is highly needed here because this lecture is for adults and for couples. Yeah, there's something we want to be talking about, which is sex position. Um, the fact is that the position really is imperative in having if the X and Y chromosome is going to move faster. Because if you have what we call deep penetration, whereby um, the male genital organ, the penis, is able to get in very, very deep, and there is a release of the sperm. The Y chromosome can swim faster because we say it gets weaker very fast as well than the X. So the Y chromosome can get to the spot very, very fast. All right. So there are just few, there are more than 15 sex positions. You understand? There are more than 15 sex positions that can guarantee a deep penetration during the sex uh, action. I must state this. I'm not really here to teach you about sex positions, but it's imperative that we talk about it because mostly we, the church um, members or students or things like that, in the secondary school when they talk about sex and all that, at times we see us closing our ear. We don't want to do that, know about it. Even most of our sisters who get married as virgins, they don't know anything. And when they get to their homes, they are just bored and out, because they don't know this is. So we're talking about sex positions that can permit deep penetration. I will just mention like 7. So you can study the rest. I said like there are more than 15 sex positions that you can know. So the first one is what we call the missionary position, the missionary style. This missionary style is just, as he said, missionary. The man just comes on his wife just like that, without any problem. Some people call it missionary because the church people believe every other method is sin. So please don't get too churchy at this stage we are talking about now. We are talking about sex position, so you'll be seeing it. Another sex position that permits deep penetration for this Y chromosome to move in is the doggy style. Somebody might say, I don't know what is doggy style. What is he talking about? So we have a little pictorial diagram, a sketch, a rough sketch for you to see what doggy style is all about. So this is the male coming behind the lady in front of in the dog style. Yes, it also allows deep penetration so that the penis can get right in there so that the Y chromosome can move faster. Another one is what we call the leapfrog position. This leapfrog position, you see the woman just bend, so as you are seeing it, and positions herself very, very well for the male. Now this is just to create enabling atmosphere for the deep to have a better way of getting in, a better thrust, very much in. That's why we call it deep penetration. You understand? There are several of them, like I said. So the next one is what we call the cowgirl. The cowgirl position or sex style is another one that allows the deep penetration. Please, you are only permitted to practice this with your wife and your wife alone. With your wife and your wife alone. Please take notes. So that is that the cowgirl sex position for deep penetration. Then the another one is what we call the flatteron. Flatteron. Flatteron is just like a man coming on his wife from the back side, and you can see it as it's been displayed. Flatteron. Please, like I said before, any way you think you can help. One thing I also notice is that some women are not too comfortable with deep penetration. Yes, those who have problem of endometriosis, uh, some kind of growth within the wall of the endometrium, that's the wall of the uterus, some growth there. During sex action, they have pains. So this, they might not find it very enjoyable. You understand? So not all women like that deep penetration, but whichever one that works for you, just try and see the one that can allow the Y chromosome to move faster. Then the other one is called the wheelbarrow position. Is it wheelbarrow? Right. But sir, it appears this is a funny names. Wheelbarrow. Well,